Oh yeah. Alright guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So I got a topic here I really want people to think through. Mainly because the comments I read when I'm trying to stress a point or idea as a prepper is when SHTF happens, are you truly prepared? Now, there will be the comments, and feel free to comment, but I'm trying to address these before they happen because I already know what I usually see. I am fully prepared. I have a year's supply of food. I have 500 gallons of water. I have water filters. I have solar. Yeah, I've got all these things too, and some. But how prepared are you? Especially how prepared are you for the people we'll be dealing with during a full-blown SHTF? So, just to put you in my train of thought process here, I think we all know what this is. This is laundry detergent. It's Tide, and it's in a pod. I'm watching how I phrase things because there was a couple years ago they had a challenge out there and people were putting stuff like this in their mouth. Yeah. Now these people are still around. Same mentality. I see it all the time. I see it in today's society. I see it at work. I see it when I go to Walmart. The person inside me that I really am says natural selection, Darwinism. If you're that stupid to ingest something like this, you deserve to be out of the gene pool. Now, I already know someone's typing away right now. How dare you? They don't know any better. It's called common sense. Unfortunately, not much common sense out there. Not in today's society. But when SHTF pops off, and I'm talking major, either a government collapse, that's going to be a tough one to really sell because I think there will always be some form of government trying to run. There might be multiple fighting each other, bringing conflict to our front door. You know, civil unrest or a massive civil conflict, civil war. I see the comments all the time from people. And it's not just my channel, other channels. I watch other prepping channels as well. I'm ready for civil conflict. I'm ready for this. Are you really? Or are you just frustrated and you just want some way to vent? Because it's going to be very bad. Very, very bad. Sure, you might be prepped, but when this stuff pops off like that, you're on your own. Unless you have a group, and even that, you're isolated and on your own. So what's the plan here, guys? I'm very curious, and please feel free to leave it in the comment section because I am very curious. For the ones screaming they want civil war, they want the end-all be-all to happen, what is your plan? You're going to live off of the stocks of food you have. You're going to go hunt and fish. And don't get me wrong, because I'm thinking this out myself, all right? You're going to hunt and fish. Yeah, you can. And it's not going to last forever, though, because everybody's going to be trying to. You got a stockpile of ammunition to defend your home, your homestead, because you're in that position and there's no grocery stores. Barter system, there might be something that comes along. I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon, and then you got to watch your back doing that. Trying to do that on your own, not a good plan. What's your plan? You're just going to go, yeah, go out in a blaze of glory. I've seen those. For myself and my family, I value their lives. I do. When it comes to full-blown SHTF, whether it be civil conflict or actually war here in America, or heaven forbid an EMP takes out our grid, you're going to see some people get really, really nasty really, really quick. And I don't mean because they don't have hot water to take a shower. I'm talking about covered darkness, no rule of law. What are they going to do? Try to lock down the whole country? When there's no power, no food being delivered, no water, that's not going to work. It'd be complete chaos. And I know there's people out there, well, I believe in anarchy. Without a form of government to govern these United States, we will have every country trying to invade. Now, I know the statistics. We have plenty of firearms and backwood good old boys. You're right. But that's not stopping tanks. That's not stopping aircraft, drones. It's not. All right. There could be the UN try to blockade and fight for America. No, I don't trust the UN, just so you know. NATO, Oh, what's your plans? I get getting frustrated. I get frustrated all the time. I get frustrated at stupid drivers. Yeah. It's like, where in the world did you get your license? But do you really want everything to collapse around you? Is it you want to tell people I told you so? We can do that every day right here on YouTube without millions of people dying. Because that's what's going to happen. And if you don't believe me, I bring back the Tide Pod. Now, I don't know if anybody actually ever perished from that, but I do know it's not something you want to ingest. Do I prepare for SHTF? Yeah. Everything from natural disasters, which you are more likely to be involved with or deal with. That could be anything from a house fire, a job loss, inflation. No, I think we're all feeling that one. Extreme fuel prices, house burn down, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes. Things happen. Nature is always doing something. Our world's changing. No, I'm not getting on board with the whole cow fart stuff. Should be a thing there for you. I'm not getting involved with that. I've done plenty of research, read plenty of reports and research studies on our magnetosphere. It's getting weaker. It does that before it does a flip. What does it mean? Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure I'm prepared for whatever it could be. I do know when it weakens, the sun affects our weather here. Changes temperature of water. We get worse storms in certain locations. So we prep. When it comes down to the grid going down because of EMP, we have solar and we protect our stuff with EMP Shield. For those that actually have bought EMP Shield through us, we actually do appreciate it. It helps us run the channel a lot. But that's what we use. We also use it for our vehicles. That's so that we have a power grid, have a working vehicle when this happens. If I'm away from home and something like that happens, it'd be nice to be able to drive the rest of the way home. Throw in a four-wheel drive, push vehicles out of the way, whatever I got to do, instead of trying to walk 300 miles. Yeah. Now, having my own power is a beacon. It's a threat. It is. Now, I've got a group. But even my group can still be overcame. Large enough number, somebody that's more skilled than we are. We're a stationary target where we're at. The groups are. Having more manpower, more ability to move around is great to have, but you're still a stationary target. Having my own power, yeah, it's going to be, everything's going to have to be blacked out and all that stuff. Of course. It is nice to know that I can run a refrigerator to keep food cold, lights on inside the house, an air conditioner running, fans, security cameras, a deep freeze. It's very nice to have. Now, can you scavenge a lot of this stuff? Sure, you can. I don't think an EMP is going to take everything out, because some things might be packed away and just happen to be hardened enough, but having it on hand is great. I don't know why I keep playing with this thing. Next thing I know, it'll be in my mouth. We try to prepare for as much, but I don't want it to happen. I don't want my kids growing up in a post-apocalyptic world. I want my kids to grow up in a safe, secured world, a country that has rules to keep them safe and prosper in life. Now, is the whole work a job, pay taxes part of some nefarious plan? Yeah, well, we all have our theories on that. Yeah, to me, an American working should not have to pay taxes, because, you know, it's just a whole different story. But in today's society, make sure you pay your taxes, or you'll have the IRS beating on your door and they will put you in jail. Is it constitutional? My belief, no, it's not. The society we live in. Is our government perfect? No, I do not like our government at all, and it needs a reset. Those are my thoughts. What happens with a reset like that? Everybody wants complete violence to do a reset. Just the thought of the millions that die. And, you know, some people just don't value human life. They just don't. For some reason, they think that they are the ones that will survive any altercation out there forever. I've been around a long time. I've been through a lot. And I mean physical violence. I'm talking about hardships. I've been out there, done the things, seen the things. I don't want it to all collapse. I know how tough it's going to be. I train all the time. You know, I'm always exhausted. Now, and the thing is, though, I can always take a break in today's society right now and just say, I'm not doing anything for a few days just to rest up, or a week. During SHTF, you don't have that. You'll burn yourself out. Even with a group, you'll burn yourself out. Now, years ago, people were prepared. They had a way of life, but they also had systems in place. They could go to a town, trade things for what they need, whether it be money, furs, whatever, and then they go out into the boonies and live, you know, go live. Population was sparse, so game was easier to follow migrating patterns. You know where they are, you've seen them enough times, they've gotten used to you, and you just take what you need from nature. But a mass influx of people going to go hunting and fishing, well, a fishing hole is going to dry up really quick as far as there's nothing in it. You will out-hunt a population quick. Animals are smart. They either know what's going on and migrate away from you, and they can run a lot faster than you can walk in the woods, or you snuff out the whole herd, and then what? You got enough meat cured and everything to last you a little bit, and hope to the best that another herd comes by, or you're going to have to pick up stakes and move again. I see the comments, well, the Native Americans did this, the Native Americans did that. Yeah, they did. They sure did. But they also were born, bred, raised multiple generations doing that. Were you? I wasn't. No, I've got some crazy mad skills, but I'm not the same caliber of a person that's had to live like that many generations. And then again, when this pops off, it expands out. Food supply is short. Having a garden is great, absolutely. Are you going to be able to keep it safe all the time? These are things we need to think of. Are you going to be able to keep it safe all the time? For those, yeah, I'm locked and loaded, ready to rock and roll. Who's going to cover your shift when you got to go to sleep or you get sick? Let's talk about getting sick. What happens then? So what happens when you have appendicitis? I've had that. Yeah. massive pain. I had acute appendicitis. Just came out of blue. I was at work, I was welding, I kept hurting in my gut, and then it buckled me over, and I'm speeding through town trying to get to the hospital looking for help. Yeah, you go underneath the knife. What? Yeah, your appendix is fixing to rupture. If modern day society was not there, I would be dead. You don't survive that. A lot of things to think about. So for the wishes on, I hope it happens tomorrow, I hope it never happens. I hope all my preps is just me being cautious and seeing what's going on and go, if something happens, we're set. But it's not going to be easy. It's not. Same conversation on you need to starve yourself out and stuff. Guys, I talk about that a lot. You do not want to starve yourself to make yourself look like you're hungry. Now, wearing oversized clothes, yeah, that might be a good idea. But if you're around people that's been hungry, so I've done a lot of work with the homeless and stuff like that, working in shelters. I've seen how you can see it in their face. You're not pretending that. You're going to see that. And I'll see right through it, all right, in a heartbeat. Other people will too. So the ones that sit in the same, you need to shrink your calorie intake, you need to fast, you need that. Hey, intermittent fasting, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't sit there and plan on that's how you're going to survive, because if you don't have the calories to fight, you don't have the calories to work, you don't have the calories to run, if necessary, you'll be a statistic during the post-apocalyptics. And that's what it would be. Those are my thoughts. I know we all have our own thoughts, guys. All right. Doesn't mean I'm right. I like to think, process everything as much as possible, because I don't want to be the guy that zigged when he should have zagged and got myself, my family, my group took out because I made a wrong decision. Anyway, guys, speak to y'all later.